Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. If you're unfamiliar with the channel, my name's Chris and my partner Ange and I have been full-time overlanding in our Jeep for the last 10 months around Australia, with plans to carry on hopefully in other countries as well. We are touring in our 2015 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Rubicon spec, which is here behind me. Just a brief introduction on the Jeep behind us. Its name is the General. It is on 37-inch tyres with fully built up suspension and steering components, 4.5-inch lift. I've built a kitchen in the back and we're living on the rooftop tent up on top. There is a full rig walk around that we'll link in the description. Now today I want to go over all the reasons why I think you should overland / tour full-time in a 4-door Jeep Wrangler. Now obviously this is just my personal opinion, and just given me a whole bunch of input as well. It's just what we've found from living full-time out of this vehicle.
Okay, so driver, a bit driver, okay, train, passenger, driver, you're good.
Now first big point I want to go over is just how incredible the Jeep Wrangler is off-road. It's an absolute weapon even without all the modifications that we've done to it. So it has, just being a Rubicon spec, a 4:1 transfer case, which means it has a wicked crawl ratio. It has electronic sway bar disconnects in the front, which gives even more travel through that suspension. And the Rubicon has diff locks front and rear. That means it is incredible off-road. We've never actually found an instance where we couldn't get over or through an obstacle, and that's really just hands down due to the design of the Jeep. That means it's given us the confidence to be able to basically tackle any track we want. In purchasing the Jeep, we knew we wanted to be able to tackle all of the tough tracks that Australia has to offer, as well as just the standard off-road touring routes that everyone else takes. The next point I want to make is that we think it looks awesome. It really stands out from all the other white and silver four-wheel drives that we see here in Australia, and for that reason a lot of people will even recognize us and the channel just when they see the General rocking down the road. It has a really awesome paint job. So what I mean by that is that it takes one hell of a beating and still polishes up perfectly. We've had pinstripes all the way down the car from crazy narrow tracks here in WA and in Tasmania, but it's polished up perfectly. We've noticed with other four-wheel drives, the paint job is a lot more flaky and it will literally just peel straight off. So that is one of the big bonuses of the Jeep in our opinion. The next thing is that it has a really nice interior. So as I said, this is a 2015 Rubicon spec and it's come with leather seats. It's obviously got aircon, it's got all the nice bells and whistles that make it a really comfortable ride, which is a really big deal for long distance touring. Now the Jeep Wrangler as a model is highly modifiable. It is one of the most highly produced modern four-wheel drives in the world, and that is meant, due to its massive popularity in America, that so many companies have jumped on board with just millions of third-party accessories that you can either bolt to the car or completely beef up like we have done ourselves. That is really cool. It gives us peace of mind in knowing that we can really change the look of the rig and the design of the vehicle to suit our needs, and we don't have to break the bank in doing so. Due to the design of the Jeep as well, it means that putting really large tires like these 37s doesn't require a huge amount of modification like it does on other four-wheel drives. So we've been able to make it hugely capable off-road for minimal fuss, and that's a really big deal to us. Now, due to the fact that so many Jeeps have been brought off the production line, it means that parts are readily accessible. Even here in Australia, we've found it a real breeze to get any parts that we need, and that gives us the confidence we need for going really off-grid. We know that we can get parts flowing in pretty easily. Now, as you probably already know, the Wrangler comes with basically a fully detachable roof, so you can pull the hardtop off and you can pull the freedom panels which are above the driver and the passenger. That means you can literally be rocking around with a Jeep buggy. Not so applicable for us, and if you're planning on running a rooftop tent, because it makes a real ball ache to try and take off, but it's really cool that it has that feature. The other bonus of that means that the roof is a lot lighter because it is fiberglass, so it's already removed weight that other four-wheel drives carry just through the roof. Now, we've also found the Jeep really easy to tinker and service. Due to the fact that it's not a modern diesel engine, it means that I can do most of the servicing myself. I can dump fluids on the side of the road and replace them quite easily, swap the oil filter out, and it's not a huge hassle. That's enabled us to keep costs down as we're touring around Australia. That's not the same for these higher end, say V8 diesels that are ripping around here. They are much harder to service and work on yourself. We've also found that the automatic transmission that this Rubicon comes with is excellent. We had a Jeep in the past, another JK model that was manual, and found it a little bit clunky, and we actually had some issues with the clutch. Whereas this automatic transmission has really changed the game. Now, that's a huge positive for us. Now, we've never been stuck in sand, and the main reason being is that we are not having to drop speed and power in order to change gears. That automatic transmission does it for us, and we'll often manually select to stay in gear with that automatic transmission. That's been a real game changer for us, and in our opinion, that's the way to go with the Jeep, is choose that automatic transmission. And my final takeaway note is that with the four-door Wrangler, it is a brilliant compact size. Now, not only does that mean that it is highly maneuverable down tight and technical off-road tracks, but it also means that it's still enjoyable for driving around on a daily and through cities and towns, whereas some of these larger four-wheel drives are much more cumbersome and a little bit more unwieldy in and around town and off-road. So in our opinion, the Jeep is a really awesome full-time platform for one or two travelers. That sort of wraps up our big positives that we've noticed about owning the four-door Jeep Wrangler. Hopefully you got something out of this, guys. Next week I will be talking about sort of the things that aren't so conducive to full-time touring. So stay tuned for that video next week. Hope you enjoyed. Click that sub button if you got something out of this, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.